To have a fruitful love relationship, it is imperative to know your temperament and that of your partner. Welcome to the Temperament Podcast on PK Radio. My name is Emmanuel Kwesi Mesa. And just as we started last week and promised you to come your way with the other two types of the temperament, we're here to explore the phlegmatics and the melancholies. And so take this walk with me and let's explore together. Last week we looked at the cholerics and the sanguines. We saw some of our temperament there. For some people, they got to know theirs. Let's see if others will see or find theirs in the two we're going to talk about today, the phlegmatics and the melancholies. Let's start with the phlegmatics. They are introverted people, very calm, unemotional, easygoing, and never get upset people or persons. They are both slow and indirect when responding to others. They are also slow to warm up, but will be very accommodating in the process. They are very slow. And so if you want to start anything with them, they don't get into the groove early, but when they get into the groove, they are accommodating in that process. Phlegmatics are by far the easiest people or persons with which to get along. It's not easy to get along with a phlegmatic, very easy. They live a quiet, routine life free of the anxieties and stresses of the other temperament. As the cholerics and the sanguines are worrying themselves about the life stresses and anxieties, they live their lives free from all those things. They live normal lives. They are not stressed. They don't stress themselves that much about what's happening around them and what's happening in their marriages or in their relationships. They are very calm in those situations. Phlegmatics avoid getting too involved with people and life in general. They don't like, getting too involved in people, in their affairs, in life in general. They are relaxed. They don't really, you don't really see them out there getting involved in this, doing that. They are secluded and very, very relaxed people. They seldom exert themselves with others or push their way along their own career. They just let it happen. As I've said, they don't get along with people. They don't get involved with people, and so they are very, very, very calm and cool. They let things happen. They are the quick Sarah people. Whatever will be. They don't push themselves in their career, in their love lives. If the person loves me, the person will do this. If the person does this, the person will do that. So they allow things to happen as they think it should be. The phlegmatic communicates a warm, sincere interest in others, preferring to have just a very few close friends. They don't make friends. And when they do, they make few friends. Because they make few close friends, they're very loyal to those friends. And they find it difficult to break long-lasting or long-standing relationships, regardless of what the other person does. And so the next time you see someone in a relationship, in a marriage, anything of that sort out there, and the person, no matter what the partner is doing to him or her, he or she still persists or stays in there. He or she might not be a fool, so to say, but perhaps he or she is a phlegmatic. So let's get close to them and know who they are. Phlegmatics, they don't find or form friends easily. When they form the friendship, they stay loyal. No matter what the other partner does, they don't want to break away from them. It's very difficult for them to do that because they don't want to stress themselves going to basics and going to start new friendships with other people and being loyal to them. They find that very daunting a task for them to do. They tend to resist change of any kind without reason. Other than they just don't want the change to happen. They don't just change for naught. They want a reason to change. Sometimes they don't even want the change to happen. They want things as they are. They show little emotion and are prone to be a grudge holder. They are not people who show emotions, but when you get a graduate or when you hold a grudge with them, they can stretch the thing to years without any resolution. They can stretch a grudge with you for 5 to 10 years. They still have that thing in them. Sometimes it may be eating them up, but they still hold on to it. They tend to avoid conflict and making decisions of any kind. They don't like making decisions. Unlike the sanguines, not the cholerics that they want to make decisions and even to decide for other people or for their partners. The phlegmatics, they don't even like making decisions at all. But they are practical people. They are concrete people. And they are traditional thinkers. When they start thinking, they don't involve or they don't give into any extraneous variable, anything out there. They want to think using what's around them, what happened, and how they can easily get out of that box because they don't like stress. And so they employ the traditional way of thinking, thinking around you, thinking around the box, thinking around or thinking with what you have at the moment and know what seems out of sight. They don't express their feelings quite often, so they kind of conceal their feelings most of the times. And so after proposing to you or after they accepting your proposal, it's very difficult to hear them say I love you again in the relationship or the marriage. It's very difficult to tell you you are looking beautiful today, you are looking handsome today. They tend to conceal their feelings about so many things about you. The phlegmatics may be patient even to the point of paralysis. They are very patient. Their patience is out of this world. They have it to the brim, and as we said, they can be patient even to the point of paralysis. That's a serious thing. But this is who they are. You can't take it away from them. Phlegmatics are persistent and consistent at whatever they undertake. So, in as much as they are cool, calm, they don't love stress, they don't worry themselves a lot. They are persistent and consistent at whatever they undertake. So, if they decide to do the thing, they do it. This is who they are. Let's go to the melancholy. The melancholy is an introverted, logical, analytical, factual, private, let's do it right person. They are perfectionist. They are introverted, logical, analytical, factual, private, and let's do it right persons. The melancholy respond to others in a slow, cautious, and indirect manner. They don't just respond to people. They're very slow to respond. And they're very cautious with what they say. Because they don't allow negative energies around them or negative things to be said about what they do and what they say. They're very cautious. Melancholies are reserved and suspicious until sure of your intentions. So it's difficult for a melancholy to accept your proposal. As compared to sanguines, that they can easily accept a proposal because for them everything is fun and they are fun loving. Melancholies are the opposites. They are very suspicious until they are very sure of your intentions. But it begs the question, can you ever be sure of one's intentions? Maybe that will be a topic for discussions at a time. And the melancholy probe for the hidden meaning behind your words. They don't just look at or look at what you say. They also look at the indirect and the indirect things that you inculcate when you're talking, when you're saying it. They look at the non-verbal communication. They look at things that you wouldn't want to even bring your mind to thinking about them, because they want to probe for the hidden meaning behind the I love you that you said. So this is who they are. They are timid, and may appear unsure and have a serious expression. They are always not sure of who they are, what they are doing, and so they are people that they love reassurance or assurances from people. But these same people are self-sacrificing. They are gifted, and as I've said earlier, they tend to be perfectionists. Melancholies are very sensitive to what others think about their work. The melancholy is well organized. On occasion, you may find a melancholy that keeps things cluttered. However, they know what's in the piles. In as much as you see things scattered, they know where everything is. They are perfectionists, and so they are people that they pay attention to details. When you visit a melancholy in his or her house or room, you dare not touch anything without permission. If you put it here, they'll come put it there. They are always sweeping the room 2 or 3 times. They are arranging the bed sheet and all that. These are the people. They don't want you to have anything negative to say about them. And it's not them. This is who they are. Their melancholy is determined to make the right and best decisions. So they always want to be right. They always want to make the right decisions for themselves and for those around them. And they will ask specific questions, and sometimes they will ask the same questions over and over again. Repetition means emphasis, and so they would want to be sure of what's going on around them. They need reassurance, as I've already said, feedback, and reasons why they should do something. They don't just want to wake up and do anything. They want reasons why. Why should I do this? Why do you want me to do this? Why should I love you? No, when you are proposing to them, these are some of the questions that they ask. Why do you love me? Amongst all the ladies around me, or the ladies around you, the ladies you see out there, why me? And as a man, you need to answer those questions when you get there. They need information. They need time to think and plan. They don't just think, they need time. And they need information before they can come out with a plan. This is who they are. Melancholics fear taking risks or making wrong decisions, and are often viewed as incompetent. So they fear taking risks and making wrong decisions, and they fear being viewed as incompetent. So this is who they are. Melancholies also tend to have a negative attitude towards something new until they have had time to think over. So it's very difficult to introduce anything in the marriage or a relationship to melancholies. Anything you introduce, they wouldn't budge. They need time to think about them before they accept that this is what we want to do. Melancholies are skeptical about most everything, but they are creative and capable people. They have doubts, but they're very creative and capable people. As you said, they are very skeptical, but they are creative and they are capable people. Melancholies tend to get bored with something once they get it figured out. So they remain uninterested in what you guys are doing once he or she get to know what it is and how to go about them. These are the things that best describes a melancholy. We've explored the phlegmatics and the melancholy today. Where do you find yourself? Where do you see yourself? Where do you find your partners? With all the 4 types that we've described, from the cholerics to the sanguines to the phlegmatics and to the melancholy, where do you find yourself? How can we live with a choleric partner? How can we live with a melancholic partner? How can we live with a sanguine or a phlegmatic partner? We need to be able to live with our partner. We need to know them. We need to know who they are. We need to know how they are wired, so that, as I said earlier, we can have a fruitful relationship or love relationship with them. Let's know our partner's temperament. Next week, we're going to look at the advantages and the disadvantages of any of these temperaments. And so, stick and stay. Next week, we'll come away with the 3rd episode of the Temperament Podcast. Have a nice weekend. God bless you.